Welcome everyone to this week's Tech Talk. Today it's a HubSpot edition, and we're going to look at the newly created Content Hub. Content Hub was basically the old CMS hub, which is where we hosted websites and built landing pages on. But HubSpot, maybe about 3 to 6 months ago, so probably a bit late to the party with this one, because it has been around for a few months. But I thought it's something worth just going over. Because there's some really cool features there. And Content Hub is designed basically to help you manage your content and almost give you that extra team member and really leverage AI to support a range of different things. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to go through and show you how you can use some of the features in Content Hub to generate content for a month and do it, within 30 minutes. Like I said, some of these features here will be features that are only on Content Hub Pro. But, utilizing some of the other features within HubSpot, you can go and achieve what you want to achieve and get your content out. Obviously, at the moment with AI kicking around, it does make it a lot easier to get content out. But at the same time, we need to be checking it because there's a lot of things that we need to make sure that we look at, because it's not always just going to throw out content that is the best content. It's still quite raw. So what I'll do is I'll share my screen. And we'll jump into it. And if you've got any questions, feel free to yell it out. All right, so there's a bit to Content Hub, and we've probably got like 20 or 30 minutes to go over a lot of this stuff. So a lot of it will be more of a high-level overview, but what I will do is I'll show you how I like to create content and manage content from within HubSpot, how I go about creating my posts for the month. Number one, what we have here is we have Content Hub. Like I said, originally the CMS hub, based around websites and landing pages. We're not going to touch those today. That'll probably be a different session. How to create landing pages, how to create websites. We're going to look at the purely content-driven pieces. So within Content Hub here, what we've got is we've got blogs, we've got podcasts, we've got case studies. Case studies is only a fairly new feature. Embeds. We won't touch those features there. We will look at content remix, SEO, and memberships. So basically all these features combined, can almost replace a staff member when it comes to generating content and getting content out for you. Generally, the way I like to do it myself, using these features, and we'll go through all these features in a second, is I usually start with what my topic will be for the month. And we can dig deep into that and understand that through SEO. But for this, I'll just go a bit broad, and I might say, for the next month, I want to post about systemizing your business. What I would do then is I would make my pillar bit of content, which in this case is going to be a blog. Now, the blog feature is available on Content Starter. So everyone will have the ability to create blogs within HubSpot and have the ability to create blogs using AI. So what you can do is start with AI. Now, the good thing about this, and the difference between using this or using like ChatGPT or Claude or something else, is that the prompts are already set up for you. So I find it makes it a lot easier to get to that point. If I go to ChatGPT, I need to write me a blog about this. This takes that away from you and lets you drive it. So I'm just going to do it quite simply. I'm not going to go into too much detail. Obviously, the more detail, the better. We can throw in keywords here, and I'll show you the SEO feature where we can identify, keywords that we want to be included. Now, obviously, the keywords that we use will then help assist us with the SEO later. Target country, so pretty much straightforward here. The blog template, and then what industry we want to target. So we'll go for professional services. And then we go to select titles. So anyone who's here as well, Glenn, if you want to follow along and do the same, I don't know if have you used this blog template before?
I'm in content, I'm in blog, grow your audience with your first blog. Then down the bottom, it says start with AI or start from scratch. So would I start from scratch?
No, start with AI because it'll prompt you.
Start with
Start from
AI?
scratch.
Or
You've got to write it yourself.
we'll see if I've got that in my
Yeah, you'll get
you'll plan. I should have that.
You should have that because it's on Content Starter. You get to do it. It's just some of these other features it won't do.
Okay.
Now,
it's taken me somewhere else, so I don't know if I need to upgrade to have that. Maybe I need to go start from scratch.
yeah, maybe you're not on Starter. Starter's only like $29 a month. So I'll just keep going through this.
People set me up on something. You know, I can't remember what the plan's called, but yeah, I've got 3 seats and this and that. But I can go start from scratch. That'll take me somewhere. I'd imagine. And I have got ChatGPT anyway.
Yeah, well, that's it. Like I said,
so
this is just a bit
working.
more.
Yeah.
So once I've gone to this, now I get to select a title. Now these are generated based upon my keywords that I've put in, my description that I've put in. And the interesting thing it does that, again, ChatGPT doesn't, is it gives me search ratings, search difficulties, and keyword intent. So I can see here that if I go this top one, there's a high search rating, but it's difficult to rank because the higher it is to 100 means the higher difficulty it will be to get it on that first page. So, it might be better to go to this bottom one that's got, 800 searches a month, but only 66. And you can also go show more titles. We've also got keyword intent where we can see what type of keyword, and all this data here is taken directly from SEMrush. So again, this is something that ChatGPT will not do. We then go review outline. And the cool thing that this will do now is it'll again break up the blog into different sections. So again, you don't get this at the moment with ChatGPT in the basic settings. So I can see here, I'm going to have blog post description. It's going to include an AI generated image. Got descriptions of everything. And then I've got paragraph headers. Now, for the interest of time, I'm not going to go through and put down talking points. But if you want to get really specific, here you can edit what the paragraph headers are and then add in specific talking points to get your blog out. Now, like I said, if we had the time, we would do that because obviously the more effort we put into it, the better. But for this point of view, all these features look quite good. So right now I've clicked generate blog, and what it's going to happen is it's going to generate a blog. It usually takes about a minute to get to that point to generate. And what this will allow us to do is it'll spit us out a blog that we can then potentially use as our pillar bit of content for the month to then create other bits of content. Here we go. As we can see, top CRM software solutions for small business, which is the title I selected. This is an AI generated image that it's just created. And then it's generated this blog for me in the space of 2-3 minutes. Now, we'd already created a blog template, so that's why it's spat out like that, and it's not too difficult to create. But from there, what I would do is I would go through and read and make sure that I'm happy with all this. Like I said before, it is important when using AI to go back and double check it, not just have 100% faith in it. And at the moment, like I said, we generated this 1,000-word blog in three minutes. So to spend another 5 minutes editing it, that's fine. From there, I can publish, but I'm not going to publish, but I will save the blog. But what I can then go and do within HubSpot is go down to what is called the content remix section. Now, the content remix section in HubSpot is a new feature. This is a Content Pro feature that allows us to take existing bits of content and remix them into other formats. So what I mean by that is I'm going to put in my pillar content. For that, it's a website and text, which is a blog. Got a range of different things here. And I'm going to select that blog that I just created. Now, I've added that content, but you can also put in a different URL. If you've seen some text that you like, you can copy and paste that text in. You've got a range of different options that you can do. So now I'm going to go to add content. It's added the content there as that pillar content. So again, just to come back to how I do this, I look at what I want my content to be for the month. For this month, I want to talk about systemizing your business. And so from there, I can hit the little plus button And what it allows me to do is taking that master bit of content, I can come and generate all these different content types. So I might want to do 5 social posts. I might want to do 2 emails. I might want a few images. I might want to create an ad off that. You know, do a range of different things through here. Could even be a website page or a landing page. I won't put too many things down because it'll take too long. Not that it takes that long, but just for the essence of the video. And then, oops, I've gone more than 6, so I'll just get rid of some stuff. And then I go again, like we do with all good AI content, the more effort we put into it. So if I come and put an objective down for each element, it will get more detail. And what I can do as well, network. So I can pick where I want to be posting it to. So I want to be posting it to LinkedIn or to Facebook. So I'm going to go LinkedIn, can include images, can do templates. Again, for the interest of time, I'm not going to go into that. And I hit generate. Now, what this has done, as you can see here, it's generating sub bits of content off the master blog. So now in the space of 5-10 minutes, I've been able to pop out and generate these additional bits of content here within HubSpot. Now, like I said, with anything, we probably want to read this, we want to edit it, we want to make sure that we're happy with it. If we are, we can then save and edit it and post it directly, and then post it straight away. So again, like I said, this feature is still raw, that it is still new, but just by doing that, you can then all of a sudden start controlling the content that you're creating and pushing out by having a monthly theme. And we even take it one step further when then we create a campaign where we link all these bits of content back into a campaign and track and be able to report on that data. Are there any questions about the remix feature? So like I said, it is new. There is 100%. I would never just use all these things and just blindly post them. They're going to need to be edited. Some of them you won't be able to use as well because they may not, like this image. Oops. Some of the images may be a bit weird, but we've got even the email copy. If we look at this, can go in and create that email straight away. So yeah, any questions about the content feature and for content remix? Any thoughts about how you could utilize it? Is it of any interest to anyone? All right, so we'll keep cracking on with some.
Yeah, keep going, Matt. Yeah, I'll use it down the track anyway. I'm just learning, so I'm just following on with you, seeing what I've got in my package.
Yeah. Like I said, some of these features within Content Hub are pro features. The blog is not. The blog you will get on Starter.
I've got that. Yep.
And you can use AI to create blogs in Starter.
Yep.
So
I can do it. Yeah.
I'll just show a few other features. So podcasts, if anyone does podcasts, you now can host and manage your podcasts within HubSpot. We don't manage it ourselves, but as you see here, we can go through podcast title, show description, language, and then manage and actually host your podcast titles in HubSpot. Why that's important? Quite often when you do host a podcast, for anyone who's done it before, that can be anywhere from $100 a month. These will link with different providers like Spotify and the other platforms, so you can host them and post them directly and manage it from there. Another cool feature, which is even newer than most, is case studies. So again, case studies are something that we all should be doing, but it's something that can be difficult for us to do because we need to get some feedback from a client. We need to then put it into a format. We need to then get it out to people. What you can do with this is you can ask a client to, at the end of a job, you could set up a form that you would then send to them to get a result back of, performance. And then as part of that, they could film a video or write a short bit of text, and then you can use that to generate and turn that into a case study. So again, like everything with HubSpot, start with AI. So if we want to do a case study topic, we can come through and we can put down what it is. So one I was playing with before, case study, oops, if I could spell, that would be handy, for how Hello grew. Yeah, this is a very generic one. They are a client of ours. They grew to 10 VAs and increased revenue, for example. You probably want to get a bit more specific, obviously, about it. Let me go to Australia. You can pick the company. And then from there, we get to go to select title. And again, similarly to what happened with the SEO feature for the blogs, it's going to show us some case study titles based on difficulty to rank. So not a great amount of search. Yeah, whichever one we want to pick. And then we can add documents. Now these can be documents, these can be videos. So you could ask them to create your quick, 1-minute video, and you could then browse and add it. Or it could be a blog post, or it could be a document. So if they've just wrote some text, you could do it that way. I'll just chuck in something quick and easy. Because to be honest, I was trying to upload a video before and it kept glitching on me. So it is still a newish feature. And then we go generate case study. And again, something that we all should be doing as business owners, and I can definitely put my hand up and say we don't do it enough, but this is something that gives you social proof, gives you professional proof that your service is good. And it's one of those things that can be very difficult to get out because it can take time and it can take resources. We can automate the majority of this now through HubSpot. Now, we need to rejig our template. And you can see here, it's generated a range of different text. Now, again, the more info we put into it, the more detail it's going to get out. And we can tweak these templates and set it up in a better way. But again, a really cool new feature. Right, as we go down, we've got the SEO feature in HubSpot. Now, what this will do is, again, using the SEMrush integration that it has, it'll, number one, show you what issues you've got on your page. And so you can see here that we've rescanned, we've got quite a few issues. Most people will have quite a few issues SEO related because the way that things change and things are, but this is split down into different impacts, different technical abilities, and the role for who needs to fix it. So a really handy way that you can scan, and I definitely invite you to check, because some of you might have this SEO feature. It can be a really good way to check and see what issues you've got. You've got analyze and topics. Analyze is just the report one, but the topics is an interesting one because this is where you can start figuring out your SEO plan within HubSpot. And what you can do is you can look at keywords. And so we've selected automate here, and then you can put down content around that to target those words and those keywords. So you can see here we've got automate. As part of that, we've got systemize. And we've got subtopic content, which is basically a systemize your business blog, where you can put in other elements. And then the idea is that these would then be pushed out over the website, so blog, landing pages, website pages, to make sure you're targeting those keywords you want to go for. It doesn't at this stage show you, it does show you, it doesn't at this stage show you exactly the successfulness of that, but at the same time, it does allow you to start really targeting that. And you probably would need to tie that in with other platforms to make sure that you've got, a really solid base for your SEO. Because SEO is one of those things that can be very difficult to do yourself. But if you do have an agency or you are having a little play around with it yourself, this can be a really good start point to make sure that you've got everything in order. Go down to memberships. So again, a membership is basically a way that you can create your own customer portal, so that people can log in and you give them access to an area, so that then they log in and then they see what types of content that you've got hidden behind that. So they might log in and then they might be able to get resources that you've had previously. Or what we've done, we've built a customer portal where basically, as you can see, this is a work in progress. We've got a dashboard for clients that we're about to launch. That when they come on, it's behind a wall and they can see the staff they've got. They can see, leave. They can see, a range of different things. And so this can be built. The simple and more realistic thing that generally would be done with it would be you'd put content behind there. So you get a client, they sign up as a client, they get a link to access the customer portal, which is a login. And then from there might be resources, there might be online courses, there might be a range of different things that you could use. And then the last one to look at was just embeds within the content feature. And basically, what an embed does is it just allows you to embed some of HubSpot modules and HubSpot features into WordPress sites. So why that's relevant is if you are using you're not using a HubSpot CMS like we are, our website is built on HubSpot, and you're using something else, then what you can do is you can manage and link your content and embed your content to WordPress with ease through HubSpot in a similar way that you'd be able to do it through HubSpot CMS. So look, overall, that's a really quick down and dirty around some of the Content Hub features. There's obviously a whole lot more detail around that, but I suppose the key takeaway is, when it comes to content is king still. It is one of those things that, I'm definitely guilty of, where I go up and down with the content I create. I'm in a down point at the moment after just getting back from a holiday, but before that I was posting pretty regularly on LinkedIn. But it is one of those things you may not necessarily see the benefits of it or even be able to measure the benefits of it. But the one thing that I've always experienced is, even though I may not get a direct lead at the moment, because I've only been posting for 6 months straight, what I do get a lot of the time is I do get people come up to me and say, hey, I've seen your content. I've seen you've been posting a lot on LinkedIn and I'm liking it. That person may not necessarily like my post or comment on my post, but they've seen it. And it's just that free bit of brand awareness on LinkedIn that eventually will pay off down the track. So are there any questions about Content Hub and anything that I've gone over or how we like to create our content? Awesome. Oh, Rose?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Amazing. I just wanted to understand a little bit more about the membership feature that you showed, and just in relation to who actually has access to that, like what types of subscriptions, I mean.
Yeah, so the membership side, you can control who gets access. So when we go into membership, a lot of the time it'll be controlled based off a list. So what you would generally do is you would set it up so basically that when someone does something, they get added to a list, and then that would automate an invite to be sent to that person. So for example, someone's life cycle changes to customer because they've got a deal that's won, then they would be added to a list, and then that would then trigger an email to invite them to the membership portal. You could control it other ways as well, that you manually add people onto static lists, but you do have control over it. You can see here with the access group, you've got static group, dynamic group. So you've got a few different ways you control it, but yeah, a really handy way to control it. And that portal, that's a portal that we've created. It doesn't look like that straight away. You need to go and design how you want it to look and set it up how you want it to look. But is that something that you think you'd be interested in creating, Rose? Or?
Yeah, for sure. I think that it would be a really amazing feature. We've been trying to, just as a company, we've been trying to come up with some solutions similar to what you've just explained. So I think that this could definitely be something that we would look into.
Yeah, I'm happy to have a chat more about it later if you've if you've got any
Yeah, for
questions.
sure. That would
But yeah,
honestly be really good. I'd love to just see like almost just like a step-by-step guide on like how you've built it out, like in terms of making the dashboard looking really beautiful and things like that. And also just the types of content and types of other resources that you can add in, that kind of thing. So yeah, I would love to have another session with you.
yeah, no, definitely. I'll get an email sent to you after, and I'll probably invite Apple and some of our team because they've pretty much had the lead on creating that.
Amazing.
It doesn't need to be that pretty, and to be honest, a lot of that stuff as well, some of that data is actually taken from a different platform. So some
Okay.
of it's taken from HubSpot, but then we've got a productivity feature which is linked to our productivity platform we use, which is a different platform which does time tracking and leave tracking. So you can also integrate other
Oh,
bits of
okay.
data if you need to as well.
Yeah, great.
I don't know if you do. And like I said, if it's something simple and you just want to, put some courses on there and put some resources that people can download behind a protection wall, that can be done as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think for different types of clients, there would be different needs. So yeah, just the fact that you're able to kind of tailor it to that specific group sounds really interesting to me.
Yeah. Awesome.
Thank you.
I'll shoot you an email afterwards. Any other questions about that? No? Hey, Rose, what was your email? Because I've just got your name. I don't have the email there for it. So I just want to make sure I've got the right person.
Yeah, no problem. My email is rose.c@granthelp.com.au. I can send it in the little messages if that makes it easier.
No, that's fine.
All right.
Rose.c@granthelp.com.au. That's all right.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Awesome. All right. Well, are there any other questions about anything HubSpot related?
Hi, Matt.
Outside of this. Yeah.
I've got a question outside of this. We're fairly new to HubSpot, so it might be silly, but what we're trying to do is that in the CRM, in the contact view section, is it possible to view company information along with the contact information in the view mode? So I'll give you an example. Like we're an interior design company and we store the space, like the office space of the company in the company information. So, but when I'm looking in a contact view, I want to view which contact have got offices with certain amount of square meters of space in the office. So I'm just trying to put the contact information, the company information in one view. Is that something possible?
Not in the contact view. Like what you could do is you could have some of those, like one option would be that you would sync or create a workflow to pass that data back to the contact.
Right.
So that it appears in both places. And then that way it will be a contact field as well as a company field.
Right.
So yeah, there's a feature called a data sync that would do that.
Okay.
The other way would be potentially to create a report based off, companies that meet that metric and then have it based around a contact so that would then display it from there.
Okay.
Other than that, not really. Apple, I don't know if you got any other ideas.
Are you viewing it one by one or it's
I just want to have a list, like when I look at the contact list, I just want to see how big is their office space as well, because the data is stored against the company, not the contact at this stage.
maybe that's the workaround with what Matt said, which is data sync. Because if you're going to just view it one by one, you can use the customization preview
Okay.
to view it, the information.
Are you using deals as well, like to track opportunities, or is this
We haven't started that, but we're just in the process of getting into that. So we're just fairly new. We've just turned on the marketing portal at this stage, but we are slowly moving towards the deals and other stuff.
Yeah, because deals is probably the point for it. Like if there's an opportunity potentially,
Mm.
but yeah, have a look at the data sync, and
Yeah.
then also some report, and I'd also check out reports. You can use AI to create reports as well.
Okay.
When you go to the report section, and if you're on if you've at least got a pro license anyway,
Mm.
I'd check that out.
Yep.
And then yeah, go from there.
All right. Thanks for that.
Too easy. Any other questions? Is Tanya still here? I saw Tanya before, did I?
Hello, long time no see.
Hey, sorry, yeah, I didn't get to say hello to you before. I was in the content zone, obviously.
No worries.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm really well, thank you.
Nice. So yeah, any other questions about CRM, HubSpot, tech related? Doesn't need to be content. If anyone else has any other questions. Good. All right. Well, if there's no other questions, then we might finish up. So yeah, last chance. There's no silly questions. If people are unsure about anything in HubSpot or want to know anything in HubSpot, feel free. This is what this is for. If you've got a problem that you don't know how to fix, if you've got something that you'd like to be able to do, this is the forum to ask it. And then if not, get an early mark.
Yeah, no,
Thanks,
no,
Matt.
it's more there's stuff in there you don't even know that's in there. So I can't ask you how does it work because I don't even know it's in there in the first place. So you're showing us that as we go along.
Yeah, that's
Sorry,
it.
Matthew, just quickly, I just want to also know whether or not this is like a weekly thing, because just to give context, it's actually come up in my calendar for the 20th of December, even though today's the 6th. So is this like a weekly thing that you guys do?
It's a fortnightly thing.
Fortnightly. Okay,
And we
great.
rotate. So 1 week I take it, and then 1 fortnight I take it, and it's more of a HubSpot lead. And then the
Yep.
other week Coco takes it, and it's more AI related. But the idea
Okay,
is
amazing.
that 30 minutes is a presentation, and the back 30 minutes is a question about anything. So that could be a HubSpot question. The AI week could be a question about using Zapier or Make or integrations or whatever. So
Yeah, perfect. Okay, great to know. Thank you.
awesome. Cool. All right. Well, if there's no other questions, thanks everyone. I hope you got something out of that Content Hub piece. There's some really cool things there, and it's definitely something HubSpot's putting a lot of effort into. Otherwise, yeah, see you in 2 weeks' time if you're available. And yeah, if you've got any questions, feel free to reach out.
Matt, will you send out the recording because I missed the beginning bit of that?
Yeah. So what we do is I'll just share it. We've got we actually post it to YouTube. And I will put a link up because we've got a few other ones up there as well that you can have a look at. So get this. So feel free to jump on to our YouTube. There's been we've done 5 or 6 of these now, and they're all up there.
Okay,
And this one will be put up there probably by Monday.
awesome. Thank you. Hi, Apple.
Hi, Tanya.
Awesome. All right, everyone. Well, thanks so much. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. Hope you have a great weekend.
You too.
Get into a full-fledged silly season, and I've got a Christmas party I'm going to tonight myself, or this afternoon. So hopefully we'll have time to get some work done as well. And yeah, we'll speak to you all soon.
Thank you.